I mean, I just love how Goose gets in his face and kisses him.
He's just the happiest dog. He just doesn't have any fear.
Okay, we know you didn't tune in for a dog video, but we think people are right when they say Jasper is one lucky dog. After all, he gets to enjoy all of the joys of cruising without all of the stresses. We take care of that for him. From the category of best laid plans, here's what went down as we prepared for what should have been a straightforward departure from Marathon in the Florida Keys. Now, we're not complaining, because in boating, part of your expectation needs to be that things may not go as planned. It's our second to last night in Marathon after our first full season here. So it's a little melancholy, and it's weird because there's a storm brewing.
There's a storm.
Storms are brewing. Look at these clouds.
You look at these clouds.
No, you look at these clouds.
All right.
Anyway, we're having cocktail hour prior to sunset. One more full day.
Who's that man behind the curtain?
The adventure continues.
Yes, this is.
Are you referring to yourself or to me?
Myself. Well, you're not behind the curtain.
You're not really.
You weren't even in
either.
front of the camera because.
True statement.
Yeah. Hurry up, get those in here. I'm just filming, so. Run, chicken, run.
Why are you filming and not helping?
Well, because this is more interesting.
It's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
This is nothing. Look at that.
Yeah, the stamp.
Look at that.
That's a stamp.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Run, chicken, run.
I'm debuting the foul weather guy. I gotta go rescue the whaler.
All right.
I even have the tag still on it.
Looking.
Here we go.
Looks good.
So we're usually really good at doing our storm prep in advance, but anyone who's spent any time in the Florida Keys knows that storms can pop up much sooner and more forcefully than forecast.
I got it. Hey, you better get inside.
And yes, we did take down the Bimini. And lest you think we were the only ones not fully prepared, there had been a sailboat at anchor near OLOH this season with a young couple living aboard. We often saw their boat aground and heeled over at low tide, so we weren't really surprised to see this.
Oh, those people are out there. What in the hell are they doing?
Of course, we kept an eye on them to make sure they got safely aboard, but man, is it tough and dangerous being out there when the winds are blowing like that, even in a shallow bay. Well, now that that excitement's over,
Woohoo! I get to debut the new foul weather gear. Finally! Still have the tag on it. Come on, Storm! Come on! I got my Helly Hansen on!
Helly Hansen, baby.
Let's go!
I make some good design choices. Turn around, let me see the back. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You can't beat Helly Hansen. Foul weather gear.
Finally!
Because this is foul weather.
time to break out the old Windmate 2000. Yep, that hit 30 knots and it was gusting even higher.
Cleaning.
Now's the chance! Now's the chance!
Oh my God.
Get off my deck!
Somebody's lost their mind.
Okay, if you're also the crazy person who takes advantage of a rainstorm to break out your deck brushes, would you kindly leave a comment below and let me know? It would sure make me feel better.
How's that jacket doing?
I'm dry as a bone.
You look quite handsome.
Once again, all the weather apps were completely wrong. Like, oh, it might rain around 9:45. That's in 3 hours.
Oh yeah. Yes! Yes! Oh my God! I got them all! So the storm's still kicking. You can hear the sound. Jasper's sitting. Not enjoying it, but he's a good boy. What's going on? I'm in here making some homemade sauce. I know, there's only 3 meatballs, but that's because we ate the other 20 yesterday and, you know.
And they're plant balls, really.
They're plant balls. That's right.
Certainly no reason for a little storm to keep us from eating well, right? Well, then we took a cue from Jasper and settled in for the night. When we got up the next morning on what was supposed to be our last day in the Keys, the wind was still honking and the tide was unusually high. Plus, there was a bit of a mess to deal with.
So did you get all the leaves off?
You need to see the video that I shot when I first walked out here.
Of all the
What a
leaves?
disaster this is. You know, I only washed this, what, twice in the last 2 days?
Yeah, once
All
a day,
of
yeah. Woohoo! Yeah,
Big fun.
mango leaves.
Big fun.
Mangrove leaves. Mangrove.
Well, it's now the middle of the day on our planned departure day, and we're still here.
So yesterday we found out we had a prop problem, and today we have a diver with a prop puller to grab that prop, take it to the shop, get her back on.
Yeah, so we're a little bummed out. Boating is not always smooth. We survived that storm, the nasty rain and windstorm. We were scheduled to leave this morning for the next leg of our adventure. We're supposed to be on our way to Naples. Had a diver go down. He was scheduled to come last week to do a final bottom cleaning and check of our gear. Couldn't make it until yesterday, and he came up and he said, "You got a problem with your starboard prop." And indeed, he showed us some underwater pictures, a little chip out of it, and a bend. So we must have whacked something, probably a pot that we didn't see or hear, quite frankly. Last time we had the boat out a couple weeks ago, didn't feel a vibration, but the damage is too severe for us to have any interest in traveling. We got to go about 105 miles and at times 20, 30 miles offshore, and it just doesn't make sense. If there's a vibration, it can cause other issues. So divers down. Hopefully we can get this sorted out quickly enough, but best laid plans. That's why the worst thing to have on a boat is a schedule, as we always say. Nothing a little weld won't fix. The bend is actually not as bad.
Does it lift under
You know, the
water?
picture made it look really big.
Do you see a crack in there?
Yes, there's a small crack, and then there's a little chip.
Thank you.
Here you go. It's our prop nut. A few bonus barnacles. So, with the prop removed by the excellent divers from Bottoms and Props of Marathon, it was time to get it over to Prop Tech for what will hopefully be a very quick repair. And yes, we do carry spare props on OLO, but of course our starboard spare also needed a repair. A good reminder that it's usually not a good thing to kick the old can down the road. And we really can't say enough good things about owner Brett and the entire Prop Tech team. They really came through for us, and even though we were facing an unavoidable delay, they were going to do everything they could to get us back on the water before our travel weather window closed again in a few days. So we're enjoying what may be one of our last sunsets this season in Marathon. We spoke to the prop shop late today, and she felt, Jenny, who by the way is awesome at Prop Tech in Marathon, she felt more confident than not that we'll be able to get squared away so we can depart on Friday, which would be terrific. So with her confidence, it made us feel confident, and we'll see. We have a diver scheduled in 2 days, so if the prop gets done tomorrow, in 2 days, the prop will go on the boat, and if the weather forecast holds, it will actually be an even more spectacular day to travel than the day we were planning to leave, which was today. So, cheers for the evening. A Manhattan for sunset. A Manhattan Marathon.
Sun's down,
Props off.
bottoms up.
So this is Ryan. He's the reason we're delayed. So if you've been playing along, you know that on Monday we were having OLO's bottom cleaned and inspected for what was supposed to be our departure day for Marathon on Tuesday. But it was this guy, Ryan from Underwater Solutions, who discovered our prop issue and strongly recommended that we address the situation before heading out. He returned today to finish the cleaning job and make sure we were all set. other than the prop that was still in the shop.
Keeping an eye on things.
You guys in great shape now. Full set.
Awesome. We should give props to Chris, the boss.
Yes.
Underwater Solutions is he out of Punta Gorda?
Punta Gorda, yes.
Yeah. Awesome company. Christopher's the guy. And if he has people like Ryan with him, then you can't ask for better than that. So thank you.
No problem.
Really appreciate it.
It's nice to meet you guys.
Okay, so we are on our second to last night here, but it's the last night before the whaler comes up on the back deck. So we are sitting in the lounge chairs.
For the last time on this this season.
Yeah, it's about 9:45.
And it's pitch black, and you can't even see what's going on.
You can though. Let me see.
What are you having? You're having a Manhattan.
I'm having a Manhattan, and you're having a little
Having
bourbon. Ring.
By the way, drinking is not all we do.
No. But it's the one thing we do really well. I'm kidding, of course. We do a lot of things really well. But yeah, so this is a beautiful night. We will miss being down here. But it's time. To everything, turn.
She's back. Is it a she?
I don't know. I think it's a...
What's the name? Rusty?
I think it's a day.
Rusty, the right-hand propeller? Nick is going to get us set up. Yes, sir. Nick's going in the water with this propeller. I forget the weight on it. I used to know the exact weight. I have it written down.
It's around 60.
60 pounds?
60 something.
Yeah, I would say at least. And he's going to get it back on the boat. Only goes on one way, right?
Yep.
And we should be good to go because of the fine folks at Prop Tech and Bottoms and Props.
Yes.
Can't say enough good things about them, boss.
Gorgeous.
Did we get the official thumbs up?
Took a little bit longer than normal, but I just wanted to make sure it was extra tight.
Excellent.
Made sure everything's perfect.
And did you notice how the nut was done on the port?
Jam nut first.
Jam nut first. There's always a debate about which nut goes on
Really?
first.
I think it's like Coast Guard for jam nut first.
You go into a boatyard and actually, yeah, you go
People
into a
fight
boatyard
about
and that's right, big fights about it.
Yeah.
Running out the fuel in the One Love before we get set to hauler and put her away for the season. I think Jasper's a little sad. I'm a little sad. Are you a little sad, Admiral?
No. Yes, of course.
You're lying. Oh, the huge manatee.
All right, so we got the whaler put up here, which was it's an exciting step in our process of heading back home. She got up here pretty easily. It's always a little bit tight, so we have to take our time, which there's nothing wrong with. But she's up, and we are getting ready to move on to what's next before we wrap it up here. First flight tomorrow morning.
You know, that was a lot of work. We deserve an ice cold beer.
Yeah.
We've been carrying around, somebody brought Stella Artois on the boat, and we don't normally drink it. We've been carrying it around for a while. So we'll,
Jesus.
well,
Right in my ear.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, well.
It's part of the process.
Put you beer in your ear.
Stand by. All right, for a job well done loading the whaler. Every step of the way must be celebrated.
The whaler. Oh, that's delicious.
All right, we're gonna fire up the engines.
Captain with the foul.
Never fails, right? So we're gonna fire up the engines since we're leaving tomorrow. You have to check the transmission oil while the engines are running and at idle speed, so I'll do that. And we're just gonna spin the gears for a quick second just to make sure everything engages properly since we just had the prop work done again. Anyway, here we go. Well, they fire right up. That's always a good thing.
All right, let's go down. Let's go down to the engine room, everybody.
I'm gonna go into low idle.
The outside, the outermost marina here at Good Key.
Check the transmission oil first. Perfect. Handy dandy little feature in the engine room. With the yacht controller, I can spin it and I can eyeball the shaft. Nothing looks unusual. Nothing looks unusual, so I think we're good to go. So we carry the Dahan Mariner folding bites, which are pretty great for basic needs. And it got used a handful of times, not a whole lot. But it'd be very easy to leave here and forget to put it back together and put it in the bag. I happen to put it on a checklist, and if I didn't do that, it would have stayed. So, coming back on the boat. Are we rolling?
We are rolling.
Music playing from across the way at the Tiki Bar. We get to hear when they have live music. It's our last sunset in Marathon after a fantastic season. Well, an unexpected season, I would say, in a good way.
Yeah, it was excellent.
We look forward to returning as the world continues to spin.
As the world turns. It has been a great time, and this is it for our last ringing of the bell here in Marathon for the season. So we ring the bell for all of you.
And a bittersweet moment, but on to the next.
And we hope to be ringing bells with you soon enough.
Cheers.
And we're going to get our bells rung.
Grapefruit martini.
Delicious. Pretty good, eh?
It's excellent.
Pretty good.
What are you, Canadian? That's not insulting.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, you said it, pretty good, eh?
Oh. And I didn't suggest it was insulting.
Well, you
We love our neighbors.
To the
north.
Let's watch sunset.
Okay.
Final blow. That's sad.
Well, we like to call it bittersweet, because the adventure continues as we motor out of Marathon, and that is what's coming in our next video. So if you liked what you saw, we thank you for hitting the like button and subscribing, and be sure to whack that notification bell so you don't miss a moment of the continuing adventures of OLOH. Ring, ring.
If you believe in heaven, somewhere up there is my Grammy. Or maybe she's back down here already. Taking over a new body.
Could have been that manatee we saw coming by today.
No, she's not going backwards in the evolution. She's...
Who's to say a manatee is backwards in the evolution? Dolphins are smarter than those.
Anyway, thank you for ruining my beautiful moment and saying Grandma is a manatee.
I love manatees. I think he's one of the sweetest creatures on the planet.
Well,
So it was actually a nice thing.
sure.
Don't ruin my manatee moment.
And I am going to turn this off before he says anything else that's offensive.